Hey, this is Michael with Digital T-Shirt Shop. So the last video that I went and watched on improving my merch by Amazon sales was by UGR, and whatever UGR is, I didn't dig deep enough to figure out who or what he was. But he had some pretty good tips as well. His tips were, number one, to just get started. Find a niche to sell in. See if your niche is good. Go and do some investigating on Google Trends and Amazon Audience Insights to go figure out whether there's an actual demand for that particular niche. Get social with it, so make sure you're posting it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. Try to do designs that sell. Protect your designs, and this was kind of interesting. He actually suggested going into Photoshop or Illustrator and in the image details, I think that's some part of the image details, putting in a copyright and your name on it, and that way as the image passes around, Amazon can look it up and see that you do actually own a copyright on that image. I'm not necessarily sure how much protection that does give you, as I've had some issues with Amazon and copyrights, and Amazon hasn't seemed to really care that I drew it. And then where now, okay, different than going and I see somebody's art and I kind of make my own version of it, new and improved, or just different. Versus somebody actually listing my exact listing and filling that order of my exact listing, and Amazon would not protect that listing. So anyhow, pricing, looking at your pricing, selling it low, and this was actually a really good tip, and I went in and was kind of playing with the pricing because of this tip here, seeing how low I could make the price of that shirt and still make a little bit of money on it. And surprisingly, I mean, you can get down $14, $15, $14.99 a shirt. I think you're still making $1 off of that shirt, but it puts it down into a very attractive price range to try to start getting some of those sales going through. That I thought was a great tip, to not worry about making a lot of money on that at first by doing that. Expanding beyond Amazon, going out and selling elsewhere, selling on other third-party sites, using Shopify and Printfully or Printful or whatever it is, to go and do order fulfillment and things. And then he gave an extra tip to be positive. There are some days I've been like, oh my gosh, why am I even doing this? Because I've sold like 2 shirts on Amazon, merch by Amazon, and I've talked about it a bunch, and I've spent a whole bunch of time making videos on them, and I've spent a bunch of time listing my products and pulling products off and relisting new products and just trying to keep them relevant. I've only got a little bit of space, pull old ones on, put new ones on, old ones off, new ones on, and trying to keep it relevant to the season. And I start to really scratch my head wondering why, get a little depressed, get a little beating yourself up, getting a little bit talking yourself down, talking down about yourself, and then, he does make a good point, stay positive about it. I do realize that not everybody who posts something on merch by Amazon is going to all of a sudden have the mother load of sales coming through. It does take time, and it takes time to learn it, and it takes time to improve it. Eventually those sales will come, and you can expand that. So hopefully, we find a way with these tips that we use to, and UGR, sorry I don't know your name, but you've got some good tips, I think. I can do a lot more with doing my research to begin with. I can do a lot more at making my pricing a lot more attractive. I think those are probably the two, and then staying positive about it and just keep trying, I think, are probably the best tips that I got out of this video. So thank you. I'll put a link to them. Thanks, UGR. Appreciate the tips that you shared. Don't forget to subscribe to him, follow him, and we'd love to also have you subscribe and follow Digital T-Shirt Shop. Thanks, bye.